today we are doing another, the second actually, a second I think. I'm gonna do another one soon, so but I think this will go out first. But I'm doing my second Netflix inspired. So today's Netflix inspired, as you have seen, is centered around Pose, which is a Netflix series. Well, a series that is on Netflix. It's not exclusively a Netflix series. It's on Netflix, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is an FX series, but it does play on Netflix, and it's a very popular show and an important show. I also think it's a show that speaks on the LGBTQ community, focusing specifically on transgender people in New York during the 1990s, and focuses on the lives of a few transgender people and other queer people. And it's a very colorful show. It's colorful, it's entertaining. You fall in love with the characters, and you also just learn about where transgender people come from, and that they are not the first. Not that they're not the first, but the transgender people of our generation in this moment right now are, you know, the the things that they're trying to achieve did not only start yesterday, but started so long ago, and that there's just so much that has had to be done. And yeah, so it's really cool. I really love the show. It's on season 3. It has 3 seasons. um Unfortunately, it's only 3 seasons long. I'm not done with season 3. I'm actually still watching it, but it's a little heavy, it's a little somehow, but I am enjoying it so far, like all the time. So to get rid of the chit chat, today I'm going to be doing a look inspired by one of the transgender women on the show. Excuse me, Angel, and she's Angel Evangelista. She is goddess, gorgeous. The look that I'm going to be doing is from a photo shoot that happened for Pose. So I was thinking of doing that, and like I said, inspired. So if I go left, I try, and it's inspired, and I'm not recreating, So yeah, let's get right on ahead into it. I've already primed my skin with a hydrating primer. I think I'm gonna go right into foundation. Just gonna blend section by section today. So, firstly, things that we can note about this makeup look is that Angel has like perfect skin. So the goal is to have like a mixed skin look that is also just really perfect. So I'm not gonna go like heavy on this foundation, but I'm just gonna try to cover up some marks. It is like a velvet finish foundation, so I'm not too stressed about the finish being like very cakey. I love how I didn't even wet my beauty sponge. So Angel has really perfect skin, like I said. She's very beautiful. She's even like a model on the show. And her story is quite interesting. And I think now that I've started season 3, I'm even getting to know her story a little bit more. And she's just such a lovable character, very strong-willed woman, and I just love the show because it just contains so much resilience, and it's informative, and it educates you, and it just shows you that literally the bias and the homophobia and the bigotry of other people, specifically like obviously heterosexual people, is so unnecessary, and it makes people's lives so hard. And it's like, why? Because it's not like queer people are harming anyone, as long as they're actually not like physically harming anyone or emotionally harming anyone. But there's literally nothing wrong. I feel like I'm not, yeah. There's nothing wrong that they do, other than like choose themselves and be true to themselves, which I feel like is something that we all struggle with, to be quite frank. I feel like because of society and what society has to say about us, we just tend to be like, oh no, you know what, I'm gonna shut that part of Joanne off because society doesn't think that part of Joanne is okay, which is ridiculous. Because it's not society's business, like, this thing, Mac, I need you guys to do better. I don't know whether this actual bottle that I have or what, but it's not nice. Oh, it sprays so much. I literally spraying on your makeup is done. So I'm not trying to like spoke too much about what happens in Pose. I think in essence I'm just kind of like gonna discuss as we go along with the makeup what I like about the show and what the show stands for and all that. So that we obviously are speaking about something while doing this. My skin actually looks a little somehow. I'm just not feeling it well. But I'm gonna conceal and use that concealer. So I just concealed under my eyes and around my mouth with a skin tone concealer just to hide darkness and all that. So, and I'm gonna sculpt now with okay, Angel actually doesn't look very sculpted in this picture, but I'm just gonna, contour just a little, just so we have shape. And this is just so that by the time we get into this area, the nose area, I'm actually being so extra, but apparently contouring around your mouth is a thing. So, what a better time to try all of this than now. Okay, I'm going to think that we're all together. Okay. So, Pose isn't really focused on one character, specifically Angel, just in case you were thinking that, oh, okay, no, Pose is centered around Angel's life. No, that's not the case. It's focused on different people's lives, and also the show speaks a lot about the queer community and the HIV/AIDS is an epidemic. Let me Google. Okay, it speaks a lot about the queer community and the HIV and AIDS epidemic, which was like really, really in its prime in the 1990s, and a lot of people were losing their lives to HIV and AIDS because of not being informed, because of the stigma towards HIV and AIDS, and also the fact that it was believed that if you're queer, you are going to get HIV, even though HIV is... Sorry, that was so weird. Even though HIV is like majority like sexually transmitted, and it's not easy to transmit the virus through like everyday things, like for example eating from the same spoon, using the same plate, sharing the same toilet seat and all that. But obviously back then there was like a huge stigma and it was looked at as the gay disease. So it just discusses that, and we actually see people go through it, and we see how often and how many lives are lost because, like I said, because of the stigma, and sometimes people wouldn't want to help you in the hospitals because of the stigma. Obviously the hospital is like the one place you're gonna get education and all that. But people were afraid to go to the hospital to get help, or people would become sick and people would just like stay away from them, isolate them, and just make them feel some type of way, And then, people would just end up dying in their homes because they wouldn't want to know, they'd be afraid because they don't know that you can actually live with HIV and have a healthy and happy life. And people weren't being informed a lot to protect themselves because, not to say it was created or whatever, but you know, they hoped that eventually HIV would wipe out the queer community, which didn't happen, and I'm happy that didn't happen. Um, but that's what happened during that time, and it was very intense. There was no cure in sight, so there still is no cure in sight. There was no cure in sight, there were no ARVs in that time, but it was just really hectic, and it was very sad. It was very sad, and queer people were losing family members, friends, excuse me, lovers, and all so often and so quickly because of HIV. So Pose really just tackles all those issues, and I love it for that. Not only does it entertain, and I'll get to how it entertains just now. But not only does it entertain, but it also educates. Because, like I said, in considering that like we speak a lot about HIV and AIDS, you learn a lot, and you learn that you can get support and that you can live, and you actually see, and as much as it's a story, yes, but you see how people can live, even though they have HIV or AIDS, they can live for longer and be healthy. And also, you can just see how people were affected, like, people who maybe had family or friends that were affected. You can see how they were affected, and just how the stigmatism not only affected the people that were sick, but the people in their lives, because it's just very sad, and they were losing people quite often. So I'm just so glad that we're in a better place when it comes to HIV and AIDS and its treatment. So yeah, and the fact that it's not seen as like a gay disease anymore, because anyone and everyone can have it. And with that being said, normalize getting tested, and normalize staying sick. Okay, like I said, his skin is perfect, but she doesn't look very highlighted to me. If anything, I feel like she looks like her skin tone. But I think I am gonna still highlight nonetheless, and just bring some life back into this. Especially because the images that I got were from like the photo shoot already, so it's like they were edited properly, and there's like so much lighting and all going on, so just doing a normal highlighting. And I'm just gonna do that also. And I'm gonna blend it out with my foundation brush from earlier on, just because it's like right under my contour. See, okay, I haven't blended this side properly, but see how my face is like a bit more lifted this side? So cool, actually. So what makes Pose so interesting is that basically it discusses ballroom, or it speaks. I don't know what's the right English to use, but it speaks about ballroom culture, which is just the way that queer people got to express themselves and just be themselves, and also find friends, find family, and get to express themselves, considering that like they were so shunned community. So they weren't able to express themselves with like dance and art. It's like if you're transgender or visibly queer in a manner of you weren't presenting in a way that's typical or stereotypical for a man or a woman, then people would just look at you somehow and not embrace you in the community. So I think that highlights it nice. I think I need a little more though. So you don't get to like participate properly in like things like, for example, modeling. You may have gotten a hard time in modeling, just like Angel. Dance, you may have gotten a hard time to acting, music. If you were trying to just create in general, then it was just very, very hard for you to be able to do all these things. So the ballroom and the balls just was a place where queer people could be themselves, could express themselves, and do all these things that they weren't embraced to do out in public, or do it in a space where you were embraced and you weren't getting shunned and all. So the balls are very cool, and they have categories. The category is today. The category is space. Okay. So the ballrooms are pretty cool, and people participated like as families, and they would what do they call it again? Participate in a category as a family, or just participate in many categories, and they could win trophies, and it was fun. Like people got to express themselves, people got to like take a break from the world, or people, even if you weren't like an artistic person, or even like dancing and dressing up and makeup and the whole shebang, you need to like literally just go to the balls and watch. You don't need to do anything serious. I love how I'm using this brush. You don't need to like do anything serious. You could literally just be there, attend, go back home, and it's fine. And I'm just gonna set the areas that crease the most, because like I said, Angel just gives very perfect angel-like energy and skin and face. There's about to be a storm. Okay, I'm just gonna take this powder just to set around my face and like bronze and sculpt, but not like too much, too much. My skin is really just like, no, I'm not gonna behave. So I already start like when I'm bronzing or contouring, I start like tapping on my cheeks, like just as a pre-blush. This is not the blush color or blush vibe that I'm going for, but just like a little bit, So yeah, just brushing that really just so I'm not like white, there's like some warmth in my face. I think I want to reverse contour though, or should I leave it? I think this looks soft, this looks pretty. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. So I'm just gonna quickly do my eyebrows, and her eyebrows are quite full. So I'm just gonna fill them in. I think do the typical Instagram baggy brow. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I like my eyebrows. Brows are saying yes, girl. Okay, I actually don't know if I even have the eyeshadow colors that we'll be going for in this look, but I think I'm just gonna prime my eyes with some concealer, and then we'll see when we get there. I just realized that by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be Pride Month in South Africa. So happy Pride Month in advance, or it's gonna be Pride Month. So happy Pride Month. I hope you have a beautiful one, and I hope you know that you matter as someone who is part of the LGBTQ plus community. I like these eyebrows. They're not too much. In person, they kind of look a bit out. I didn't put any gel on them, which I usually do. This one kind of looks like it wants to be a serious Instagram baddie brow. But it's not happening because I didn't conceal the top, and then this one is kind of getting feathered out, so I'm happy with them. Then I'll just keep it together. Let's look at the picture. So what I see is that they kind of put like a reflective shade, like a very light shade on her eyelid, kind of like a white with a white but with some like monochrome, not monochrome, like duochrome situation. I think I need to set this before we continue any further, and things get moved up. And I'm just sitting with the skin tone powder. Like hectic. This palette that I haven't used in ages is finally gonna be put to use. So I have this Essence Being Original palette, and when you open the palette app, if you can just open up, I have these white shades. Don't mind this palette, child, but I use the pink a lot, and the pink used to get all over the place. But I have these two shades that like are very white and kind of give the vibe that is on India's eye. And let's see how this one does on its own. The first like bigger block one. It's very white, so it isn't like completely what's there, but anyway. I'm gonna use a different brush because that one doesn't seem like it wants to work today. So I'm just gonna like kind of do this because she has like this graphic liner situation that starts by the crease. So I'm just gonna add that all there because it looks like the graphic liner is like on top of this, and we have some of the shade radiating over. I think I like that. I'm not mad. I think it needs a little sparkle. It needs a little sparkle. Okay, but let's just do the other eye. I'm kind of just rounding it up a little, forming like a wing shape. I think I put a lot on this side. So I'm just gonna use I think a concealer brush, yes. A concealer brush to soften that out a little. Let's see. Okay, I see some pink here, so I think I literally just tapped and I put it in like the blend there by my outer B. And I'm just gonna layer the white shade on top of it again so it looks like it's one, it's uniform. It's, you know, I like that, like a subtle blurb of pink. And I think actually for the top, I'm just gonna stick to this palette as much as I can. For the top of my eye, I'm just gonna use this brown shade, which is like, it's a shimmer shade, but it's more skin tonish. It's like a gold. It is a gold. So just so we blend, because we love blending, you know. So we're just gonna mix that up around. I hope I'm not missing this out. And it's so hard blending shimmers. Maybe take a blending brush and just, you know. But I think that's kind of coming out the way. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna use a brush for the flower. Okay, I think that's fine. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some of the setting spray, some setting spray on this like blue shade over here, cause that looks like, okay. Actually, I'm gonna put it on the lid, and I'm gonna take a liner brush and I'm gonna mix it around in that setting spray concoction, and I'm gonna mix it with this blue here. This blue is actually quite light, so I'm gonna try and mix it with this white that we used earlier on. There's a lot of blue going into it. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna use this brush, another like flat brush, cause this liner brush of mine, it's not the one. And it looks like she has some over here. You can't see this one to me, but it's there. So we are done with that part of the look. This is actually very simple. I'm going to use the same blue and white, so just kind of mix it up again and use it here on my inner corner. I think just to add a little more something to this look, I'm going to use this blue in the Modern Dolls palette. It's broken, but same shade for her waterline. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna take a highlighter and I'm just gonna, no, it's not happening. So I'm gonna use the same blue and white concoction, or even just the white. intriguing. So I'm cutting these lashes. Okay, this is the final look. Definitely doing and giving something that you're not used to, that you don't see in me very often. But I like her. Like the hair was like much fluffier before it was dry, so I just wet it a little. It is longer than India's hair, but it's still like giving me her vibes, and just if you keep the correct angles, you'll just, you know, thumbnail. I really like this. I like the bottom lash vibe. It's something I've never done, so it's really cool. Like I love it when I see it on other people. I think I also like it on myself. And also, you know, pose does represent something that's like bigger than all of us, bigger than the normal. And Angel is like such a dynamic person. She's just a force to be reckoned with, kind of like Blanca, who is her mother. But yeah, so I felt like the bottom lash lines would be a nice touch to adding the extravagantness that pose does give me. I really like this. Oh, girl, who is she? Who is she? Okay, I'm done being extra. That was actually so much fun. And I can't wait for the next Netflix inspired, because the show's intro does include like the hairs doing, you know, all that. So I'm excited for that, and I can't wait to do that. As for this look, I love it. The skin is giving perfect. The eyes, quite similar to what India, or what they had done on India. And also it kind of looks like it's, you know, my skin tone under that. So it's giving me very much what India had in that photo shoot, and I love it. For the lip gloss, what I used is a hot pink lip liner from Kiss, Big from Switch Beauty, and then I just used some gloss from Essence, and I also put some highlighter because she had like some shimmer going on. It is giving very much India, the beautiful glowy skin, the hot pink cheeks, very minimal lashes also, and the graphic liner situation that was going on. Anyway, if you did enjoy this look, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. As for pose itself, I love it. It really encourages, it really gives you a different view of queer people and where they come from. I think it's one of the first LGBTQI shows that I've watched that specifically focused on things that happened in the past. So it was very insightful, and I enjoyed it so much. I'm not done with it, but I am still enjoying it at episode 3 of season 3. So I would highly recommend that you watch it. And if you do ever try be like extravagant, even if it's like for Halloween, if you are into that, then, you know, like, let a girl know. I really like this though. Like it's and also I've never worn curly hair, so I think this is cute. This is definitely cute. yeah, so watch Pose. If you like this, give this a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time. Where are you?